Hello. Today, by the title of this, I'm going to be talking about investing in your own happiness. I truly believe that we deserve to be happy, and it takes a lot of hard work to be happy, and there's a lot of factors that go into that. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Jillian. I blog over at doingawaywithperfect.com, and my goal is to help you love your imperfect self. So, happiness. We all deserve to be happy. That's what life's about. If we're just going through the motions, going through life, and never really investing in things that make us happy, then I don't know, it's just not really a life worth living. Like, life, I believe, truly is about being happy with who you are, being happy with your life. And yes, there are other factors that into that. There are responsibilities we have to do. I'm not saying that you will be happy every single minute of your life, but we can do things to overall be happy. You will have bad days. You will cry. There will be bad feelings. But for the most part, I'm talking about overall happiness with your life. I'm not saying every single second or minute. So I just don't want to get that confused because I don't believe that anybody could be happy every single second. And if there is somebody like that, I'd really like to meet them because I don't think that's possible. So, I believe as we grow, our happiness slowly starts to slip away. If you think about it, look at a baby or a toddler. They are happy with the simplest of things. I've seen a baby play with their feet for hours and just giggle and laugh at it. Like, that's amazing. And as we slowly grow up, and we see things in society and other people say things, they start to influence us, and we start thinking, oh, I'm supposed to look a certain way, I'm supposed to act a certain way, I'm supposed to wear certain clothes, and that starts making us feel less than. And little by little our happiness starts slipping away because we don't feel we are living up to society's standards. And it's really sad as we grow older that happens. But the thing is, if we look at society and we're looking outward to find our happiness, we're never going to find it. It really starts with looking inward towards yourself to find what truly makes you happy. Because you know what? Buying that house, buying that car, losing weight is not going to make you happy if you don't start out happy. You know, it will give you that momentarily happiness. You know, losing that weight will give you that happiness. But then if you're really not happy with who you are, losing that weight's not going to matter. Buying that car is not going to matter. You're going to get that moment of happiness. But once that moment is over, you're right back to where you were. So to do this, to start looking inward for happiness, you have to make time for yourself. You have to make time for self-care. You have to make time to get to know yourself. A little story. I used to be a miserable person, really, really miserable. My whole family can attest to this. And it wasn't until somebody actually said something to me about how miserable I was projecting that out onto other people to make them feel miserable, to make myself feel better. And nobody wanted to be around me. Nobody wanted to deal with me because I was just miserable and I didn't like who I was. So I was making other people feel as bad as I was feeling. And it wasn't until I started investing in self-care and looking inward towards myself and not what society thought I should be that I started to feel better about myself. Making that time to actually take care of myself. And it's hard, especially when you're a mom and you have a job and you have all these other responsibilities, to take time for yourself. You feel guilty and you don't think that you're worth it. Or I know that's how I felt. But once I actually started doing it, I started feeling so much better. I took that time to get to know me, to get to know what makes me happy, and then fitting in the time to do the things that made me happy. And I became little by little less miserable to hang around with. Nobody ran when they saw me anymore. So, and self-care can look different for everybody. You know, it doesn't have to be the same. You don't have to. Everybody thinks self-care is exercising and eating right, but it doesn't have to be. Self-care for you could be taking a nap, taking a bath, reading a book. It doesn't have to be physical activity. You have to do what feels right for you and what makes you happy, because that's the whole point of self-care. Don't ever think that you're doing it wrong, because what's right for one person is not right for everybody else. So find that time to do something that just makes you generally happy. And you know what? Sometimes the dishes can wait or other responsibilities can wait, because investing in yourself is so important. And I can attest to that. I can attest to how miserable I used to be until I started self-care practices. And I feel so much better. And like I said, I'm not happy all the time, 100% of the time. I have my bad days. And nobody's happy 100% of the time. It's just impossible to do. Life happens. But for the overall part, if I look at my whole life now, I am pretty happy. I am usually in a good mood. So self-care helps you to overall feel happy. You will have your bad days. You will have your days you want to hide under the covers and cry all day. And those days that you don't feel like doing self-care. But if you do the self-care, you will feel better, and you can start investing in your happiness and maybe get back to that simple stage when we were younger. Like I said, babies can play with their feet for hours and laugh and think it's the happiest thing in the world to play with your feet. And as we grow older, society starts taking that away from us and making us feel like we're less than what we used to be, and that the things that make us happy shouldn't make us happy because we don't look a certain way or feel a certain way or act a certain way. And you gotta stop looking outward for our happiness. You have to look inward for your happiness. So I think I rambled on long enough. I really think self-care is so important. I am 100% think that is the thing that will help you. I'm not going to say magically overnight, you do self-care magically overnight, you're going to be a happier person. I'm just saying it's going to help you relax more. It's going to de-stress you more. And it's just going to simplify your life just a little bit more and make you feel maybe even that little bit of happiness more than you did before. So my self-care routine is exercise, meditation, and journaling. And that's just mine. Like I said, whatever feels good for you. Sometimes my self-care routine has been watching Netflix. So it really depends on the day. But for the most part, I try to get those 3 things in every day. So comment below and tell me what your self-care routine is, or anything. If anything resonated with you or anything, just let me know. I feel very passionate about this, that life is not just going through the motions. And that's what I used to do. I used to just wake up, go to work, come home, make dinner, do the kids. But I wasn't really connecting with anybody. I wasn't connecting with myself. And I was just miserable and making everybody else miserable. So I'm really passionate. Self-care can really change your life. So I hope that helped anybody. And thank you for watching. And I hope you have a great day.